Hey everyone, welcome to Everyday English. Here, we learn English through simple, natural conversations and speak English more naturally.
Let's learn English together.
Today, we're going to talk about a question you often hear when you meet someone for the first time. Tell me about yourself. It sounds like a simple question, but when you're learning English, you may not know exactly what to say. So, in today's episode, we're going to show you how to introduce yourself naturally using simple and useful English sentences. We'll talk about your name, where you're from, your work or studies, your hobbies, your family, your personality, and your future plans. By the end of this episode, you'll have a simple structure that you can use whenever someone asks you to introduce yourself. Emma, let me ask you something. Imagine we've just met for the first time, and I say, "Hi, nice to meet you." Can you tell me a little about yourself? What would you say?
Sure, I'd say, "Hi, I'm Emma. It's nice to meet you too. I'm from Mumbai, but I currently live in Bangalore. I've been living here for about 3 years. I'm a graphic designer, and I really enjoy my work because I love being creative. In my free time, I enjoy listening to music, watching movies, and traveling. I'm also very close to my family, and I enjoy spending time with my friends and family whenever I get the chance."
That's a great introduction. You gave quite a lot of information, but everything sounded simple and natural. Let me ask you another question. You mentioned that you're a graphic designer. What made you choose that career, and what do you enjoy most about your work?
I chose graphic design because I've always enjoyed creating things. Even when I was in college, I loved working on creative projects and trying new ideas. What I enjoy most about my job is that every project is different. Sometimes I design social media posts, sometimes I work on advertisements, and sometimes I create designs for websites. It can be challenging, but I really enjoy learning something new every day.
That sounds interesting. Now, let's talk about your free time. You said you enjoy traveling and watching movies. If you had a whole weekend free with no work at all, how would you spend it?
I'd probably start by relaxing at home, because I don't always get enough time to rest during the week. I'd listen to music, watch a movie, and maybe meet some friends for coffee. If I had more time, I'd love to take a short trip somewhere nearby. I really enjoy visiting new places, trying different food, taking pictures, and experiencing something different from my usual routine.
Nice. What about your personality? If someone who knows you well had to describe you, what do you think they would say?
I think they would say, "I'm friendly, calm, and easygoing. I'm actually a little shy when I meet someone for the first time, so I may not talk much initially. But once I feel comfortable, I become much more talkative. I also try to be a good listener because I think listening is just as important as speaking when you're having a conversation with someone."
I like that. And what about your future? Do you have any goals or dreams that you'd like to achieve?
Yes, definitely. One of my main goals is to improve my skills and become better at what I do. I'd also like to travel to different countries and experience different cultures. In the future, I'd love to have a successful career that allows me to be creative and continue learning. I don't have everything planned yet, but I believe it's important to keep growing and trying new things.
That's a great answer, Emma. And actually, this is exactly what we want our listeners to learn today. When someone asks you, "Tell me about yourself," you don't need to give a perfect or complicated answer. You can simply talk about who you are, where you're from, what you do, what you enjoy, and what you want to achieve in the future.
Exactly, and you can make the conversation even more natural by asking the other person questions too. For example, after introducing yourself, you can say, "What about you?" or "How about you?" That gives the other person a chance to introduce themselves. You don't have to speak perfect English. Just use simple sentences, speak clearly, and keep the conversation going.
That's really good advice. So, Emma, let me ask you one final question. If someone watching this video is nervous about speaking English when meeting new people, what would you tell them?
I'd tell them not to be afraid of making mistakes. Nobody becomes fluent without making mistakes. Start with simple sentences and practice speaking every day. You don't need to know hundreds of difficult words. If you can introduce yourself, talk about your daily life, explain what you like, and ask simple questions, you're already able to have a conversation. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become.
I completely agree, and that's a great message to end today's conversation with. Thank you, Emma. It was really nice talking to you. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you, James. I really enjoyed our conversation too. And thank you everyone for listening to the Everyday English podcast. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and don't worry about making mistakes. Bye everyone. Subscribe to Everyday English channel for more videos.